Hi,
Hi,
church. Following on from government's update regarding to lockdown, we wanted to communicate with you our plan as we move through the month of July. So far, it's been so encouraging to see the lifting of lockdown and the hope that it's beginning to bring. As we've said throughout this season, church has never been closed. The buildings may have been closed, but the body has continued to function. And we function in a whole new way. When we look at what's begun and the amount of ministry that's happened in this season, we're filled with thankfulness for God's faithfulness, but also your response to rise to this challenge. You see, we've had more prayer groups happening in our 8 a.m. morning sessions, more homegrown worship songs released. We've continued our life groups with new Zoom meeting, and we've launched 3 Alpha courses. We've also continued our core compassion ministries, supporting those in need with job coaching, debt advice, and our English classes. Our COVID response team has been continually shopping, befriending, supporting dozens and dozens of isolated and vulnerable people in our community, as well as giving them an opportunity to receive prayer. God is still healing, people are still finding faith, and God's building is his church.
We continue to be true to our mission and we're just adapting our methods. Acts 4 says the church made sure there were no needy persons among them. And we've raised close to £50,000 for our emergency compassion fund, which is to be given away. And we may not know if you're in need right now, so please let your life group leader or us know if we can help you during this time. We're sensing that this is a time in which God is teaching us about new forms of lament and spiritual formation. He's refining us to make us more like Jesus, preparing us for the revival that is coming. And this time feels exposing, it feels vulnerable, it feels as though we're in no man's land and we can't go back. And so being in lockdown means we're just waiting and we're yearning to go forward. As ordinary people, we weren't made for this time, but as people of God, this is our speciality, to live in a place of tension, to occupy the radical middle, to hold our ground in the in-between.
And so as we look to the future and what looks like how to navigate this time of transition, there are many still government guidelines that are not certain and many restrictions that are in place for faith groups, such as not being permitted to sing in our buildings, limiting on the amount of people who can attend our services. There's restrictions on children's freedom and the hundreds and hundreds of pounds it will take to prepare our venues, maintain high standards, meeting health and safety. And so we've been meeting with a team of leaders and we want to provide as much stability as possible through this transition. We want to keep the established online community and ministry alive that's being developed, keep everyone in a place of safety. So we think it would be premature at this stage to open our meetings without being able to continue our culture and our expression of church.
Our value has always been to prioritise worship, the presence of the Holy Spirit, practicing the way of Jesus and bringing life to people. And we've always aimed at being as inclusive as possible. So deciding who would attend the meetings with a limit of only 30 people could just prevent us from being inclusive. And with the number of team to run a service alone, we could only probably welcome 10 to 15 people. So we're going to continue streaming our Sunday meetings at 10 and at 11 on Facebook and YouTube, just to serve hundreds who participate every week. We'll continue to meet as life groups through Zoom. We'll continue to see the kingdom of God expand through all that we do and say and share.
And so we're going to be making some further announcements over the next week or so to introduce more prayer and worship gatherings and introduce the concept of home fire churches at home. So do join us this Sunday in the morning and in the evening for our first of our Triple 20 Zoom hour, a summer series of evening discussion hosted by different leaders in V61. This week, Alexander is going to be sharing some of the challenges on the topic of inclusivity, following his sermon from last Sunday. We know there's so much more that could be said on this topic. So please join us if you're keen to carry on this conversation.
Would the Lord bless you?
Yeah.
We really, really miss you. We love you all, and we just pray that there be grace in your heart and peace in your mind like never before.